call the names. Wake the room. Wake the room. Wake the room! Lou, Rex, Pam Ray, Naomi, Afasiana, Babbler, Monarch Soul, Jojo, Greyeyes, fill my eyes. Poets assemble. No masks, no manners. Say it plain, or say it broken. Monday night in the garden of enlightenment. Low light lit minds, every line got intent. Clock ticks crooked and the room turns vigilant. Quiet so loud you can hear what the tension meant. Then it slips after midnight, manners get murdered. Nice little masks get cracked by a word or a murmur. Twisted Tuesdays twist truth till it turns on its heel. Clean cut faces go strange when the dark gets real. You can feel that shit, that slick little slip when the grin stays sweet, but the eyes don't sit. Like the room grew ribs, like the walls grew ears, like the hush got hands and it's pulling you near, and the words don't rest, they press. Put a heel on the chest, leave a dent in the breath. Every line like a knock from the back of the brain. Like you came in one shape, you won't leave the same. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whisper in your ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Say it plain, say it broken. Late night poets, Wednesday breaks, parts in the park, sink down the spine, half halo, half hazard, both hands in the light, in the yard, a seduction walks soft through the smoke, silk on the tongue with the blade in the joke, books and bards, wakes dust in the depth of the shelves, old ghosts lean out and start naming themselves in a craft and sullen, not the ache, gets a voice, pain stands up street and makes silence a choice, then break on through when the devil gives way, when the masses sink, but the pulse says pray, echoes in the dark, oh hun, the fear, that thing when no name starts ringing in your ear. Say it, say it. Fill my eyes with poetry, don't water it down. Let it bite, let it bloom, let it burn through the crowd. Bad company grins like a bruise, dressed smart, and rhythm and rhyme puts a boot through the heart. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whisper in the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Say it plain, say it broken. Late night poets, some come shattered, some come slick. Some speak honey with a blade in it. Some sound velvet, some sound wire. Some walk in low and take the room higher. Some come holy, some come liars. That's the thing! This ain't filler for the dead space, no. This is a pulse with a pen, this is blood with a nickel, this is breath to the backbone, ink for the crown. Live mics, live nerves, truth laid bare in the round. This is the beautiful mess, the bruise and the bloom, the line that cuts clean and makes a little room. Late souls, wide eyes, all nerve in the dark. A room full of hearts beating hard through the dark. Wake the room, wake the room. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. late night poets. When the clock slips past polite, we tell the truth. L&P, we love you. Stay frosty.
Hi, Gray. Gray.
Hello, world. Hi, Phil. Hello, Robbie in the group. Hello,
Hi. Robbie can't talk
can
to
you
us.
hear me?
We can.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome to Bad Company on StreamYard. Hello.
Uh, Gray, knock it off. We can hear you.
Okay. Well, welcome to Bad Company on StreamYard. The show is brought to you by a group on allpoetry.com called Late Night Poets, and we have anthologies available under the same moniker. So feel free to check those out. And tonight's show is based on a contest that I ran called Your Gold of 2026. And so that'll be the gist of tonight's show. Plus, I believe some open poetry as well. But we'll see. That said, I'd like to welcome Phil My Eyes, the group
Hey,
coordinator, to the show. Hello, Phil.
how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And how are you?
Pretty good. If I was any better, I think I'd be twins. I'm not sure, but I think. I think. So, how was your day?
It was pretty good. Nothing too special, but
Very
it was a
good.
beautiful day. We had temperatures 25 degrees out.
That doesn't calculate to me. 25 to me is very cold. Because I
Yeah,
ah, oh God.
yeah.
But I
25 degrees.
is that I'm not exactly sure what that is. 25 Celsius. Hang on, I'll check. 25. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it says it's 77 degrees there. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. It wasn't that cold here, or that warm here, that's for sure. But it was not horrible.
For being this early in the year, it's pretty warm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how your weather runs, really.
Hmm.
I know Pam and Robbie are the ones that kind of keep me connected, but you're further north, west, I think.
Eat west, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, west and north to Pam, but
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on the west coast of Canada,
Very cool.
so it's like California type thing of Canada.
Right. Right. Um, hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know you're far west, but I think you might be above Robbie too. Him and Pam run about the same weather each day, so that's pretty cool.
yeah,
Pretty darn cool.
yeah, exactly.
And Robbie, I'm sure he'd be happy to have 77. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure he'd be
Yeah,
waiting with
right.
bated breath for that. Oh my gosh! Oh, what did I just do? Ah, I hate when I do stuff like that. Okay, I got back. I'm good. I didn't do anything horrendous. Not yet. Notorious for that. Ah, so yes.
Well, at least you didn't exit out the show like I do.
Well, if I shut off the show, don't worry, you'll hold it open until I get back. Um, but yeah, something like that. But yeah, so everything's it's been a good day here, you know. Although I didn't even pick one of the close wins on the
Hmm,
Kentucky Derby, which is depressing. But that's all right. I got to watch it. That's all that matters.
right,
I love the Kentucky Derby. I don't know why.
right.
Just
Huh.
one of them things. So you like that intro?
Yeah, sounds cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. It was great.
Yeah, I
Nicely
think
done.
Quicken did a nice job with that. All I did was give him a list of shows, and he
Yeah, absolutely.
rolled with it. He's pretty creative. Very talented.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Hmm. So, yeah. So what else is new?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Let me think. Is there anything else new and exciting?
Uh,
New platform. You know, new
yeah,
new
new
fun
platform,
stuff.
StreamYard.
Oh my God! Just see me last night. It was the most
Yeah.
show I ever did.
Well, I'm glad you're.
It
I'm
was
glad.
great.
Yeah, I'm glad you're flying the plane tonight because
Yeah.
it'd be
Well,
crashing. I think if it was me.
it's kind of what I have to do these days. You know. But yeah,
All right.
we're gonna be just fine. We're gonna be just fine. Worst thing that happen is I'll hit the wrong button, and I'll give everybody something to chuckle about later. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
let me see now. What do we have? I guess. Well, I'm gonna put up the links. So I guess I'm gonna make you the first poem because that's what I do with everybody. You get to go first.
All right.
And this poem is called "Into
Okay.
the Trap" by R.
All
Beck.
right.
Okay, "Into the Trap" by R. Beck 8262. And whenever you're ready, Gray.
All right. Lulled into a false sense of security, completely unaware of the trap, where the truth is nothing but illusion, a cleverly concealed load of crap, tricked into believing utter nonsense while buying a complete pack of lies, swallowing the hook, line, and sinker, a falsehood that's wearing a disguise, fooled into accepting such deception with a trust so easily misplaced, nibbling the bait without awareness that all escape routes have been erased, deceived to the point of acceptance, reaching for a lifeline that's being cut, astonished with a sudden clarity that the jaws of the trap just snapped shut.
Mm,
End poem.
yeah, nice read, Gray. What
What
a
did you think, Phil?
I think it was a great poem.
Thank you.
It's got it could be interpreted in any number of ways. I personally know that well, here in the good old U.S. of A., I interpret it one completely different way than somebody else might, and I think it was cleverly written because it didn't come right out and point the finger at the falsities. It just makes it obvious that there are some. That's what I think of it. I think that it was had some strong lines and it was well done. And yeah, yeah, absolutely. Now I also have to say, fooled into accepting such deception with a trust so easily misplaced, nibbling the bait without awareness that all escape routes have been erased, deceived to the point of acceptance, reaching for a lifeline that's been cut, astonished with a sudden clarity that the jaws of the trap just snapped shut. Um, Great ending to this. It was good all the way through. I mean, all four of the stanzas were very well written. So thank you, Richard Beck. I appreciate you sharing with us tonight. Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I think it could fit many situations,
Hmm.
but what I get out of it is I feel like he's talking about Trump
Yep.
just because I don't know why. I just get that Trump vibe out of it. Um, because he's so deceitful. He's cut lifelines, um, and now you're stuck with that. You have to deal with that. The jaws of the traps have just snapped shut. It was a really thought provoking, right? I like the relation to fishing because I'm all about fishing personally, and yeah, I thought it was wonderful. Really, it was a
Right.
fantastic write
Right.
and a pleasure to read.
Absolutely. Yes, sirree, bub. You gotta hang on 1 second. And hello to Rex. He just stopped into the studio. And hi to Robbie too, by the way. I didn't say anything out loud. Um, yes. Ah.
Yeah, no Rex, no Robbie.
Hang on. I'm still busy typing. Sorry. Absolutely. So, yes, sirree, bub. Um, wow, I am slow. Oh, well. I guess everybody's got to be something. Okay. Now, that is going to take us to poem number 2. Oh, okie doke. StreamYard. There. And there. And there. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and give this one another read. And Quoth the Chicken by Silly Old Man. Okay. And once upon a midnight dreary, as I wandered, cheek all teary, feeling ill and somewhat weary, through the all-night grocery store, suddenly I heard a flapping, as if hands were gently slapping, left and right intently clapping, clapping for what they adore. Only this, and nothing more. "'Tis the theatre," thus I muttered, "for their windows aren't well shuttered. They clap for songs that have been uttered in the theatre just near next door. For the show has just now finished. The patrons fear their fun diminished. So they clap insistently. They clap for an encore. Only this, and nothing more." I turned back to do my shopping, careful to avoid the mopping that was cleaning up the slopping spilled upon the tiled floor, when once more I heard the flapping that now sounded more like snapping, or perhaps an inane yapping one might hear from an old bore. Only this, and nothing more. The noise came from a nearby aisle. I looked. What I saw made me smile. I must have stood there quite a while, and smiled from every pore. For what I saw was a fresh chicken, flapping, yapping, though quite stricken, endeavoring its dead condition wholly to ignore. I understood why it would dread the knowledge it was truly dead. Yet so it was, its severed head lay splat upon the floor. Yet somehow this unliving bird performed an action quite absurd, and with a will its carcass stirred, though it was full of gore. It looked at me with eyes unseeing, looked at me with its whole being, and with my smile was disagreeing, for I had made it sore. And so it said with mouth quite missing, mouth that ne'er would do more kissing, sounding like a windpipe hissing, said most simply, "What's it for?" Only this, and nothing more. If your question's existential, I responded, it's essential always to be deferential to those who may know more. For those who study the creation and puzzles of reincarnation, even then, even they need a vacation, their brain cells to restore. But if the purpose of your query is to search for a firm theory of your own life, little dearie, then I may be the then I may be the door to the question you require and the wisdom you desire, though it will likely raise your ire, the truth you may deplore. For I feel myself to sicken, and became here and came here to buy a chicken, my recovery to quicken, and good health to restore. Only this, and nothing more. To answer the question you have quoth will likely make you wholly wroth, for you will make a tasty broth in chicken thermidor. For these are both my favorite dishes, to delight my deepest wishes. a meal that will be quite delicious, a feast one can't ignore. And now you know for good or ill, while you were hatched and lived until your fate it was time to fulfill. This truth you may abhor, but that is truly what it's for. Only this and nothing more. End poem. Holy moly. Mm-hmm. Gray.
Beautiful read, Bill,
Thank you.
and a long one for sure. But oh, it reminds me of a chicken. My dad raised chickens when I was a kid, and so it was my turn to go and harvest the chicken. So I got my axe and I went out and put its head on the chopping block and chopped its head off, and it ran away,
Yep.
squirting blood, 10 feet in the air. And I don't know what happened, but that chicken did not die. It stayed
Yeah.
alive. It stayed alive for 2 weeks without a
Oh,
head, with no head,
that's a
completely
long
gone,
time.
severed. No, no nose, no mouth, no eyes, nothing. And my dad was scared shitless of that.
Uh,
I mean, yeah, but, he was like, he thought that was the devil incarnate coming to get him for sure. He ran every time he saw that chicken heading its way. Um, but I don't know. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Never heard of anything like that.
me neither.
Like, how could you not eat, breathe? Yeah, how is it possible for this thing to be alive for two
Right.
weeks or 10 days or whatever it was?
Right.
You know, reminds me of that. So I could picture it as its head was on the floor and it's looking at him like, what the hell is this all about? Why did this happen? And well, I needed dinner, so that's what happened. That's why you were born. That's why you died, because chicken is delicious.
Yeah.
And so it reminds me of my childhood when I did have to cut off a chicken's head, and that
Right.
chicken didn't die. So
Absolutely.
it was fantastic, right? It really did a beautiful job of reading it as well, Phil.
Yeah.
Silly old man, nice to hear your work. Well done.
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel bad because I stumbled in a few places,
What did you think, Phil? My eyes.
but I really liked the piece very much. I thought he did a great job with it. An awesome take on the Raven. Because he followed those patterns, and I thought he did a great job with that. I love the humor in it, and I really enjoyed it. And I picked up those last two stanzas. To answer the question, you have quotes. Will likely make you wholly roast, Ross, for you will make a tasty broth, and chicken thermidor. For these are both my favorite dishes to delight my deepest wishes. A meal that will be quite delicious, a feast one can't ignore. And now you know for good or ill, while you were hatched and lived until your fate it was time to fulfill. This truth you may abhor, but that is truly what it's for. Only this and nothing more. Yeah, I thought this was really well done. Um, the whole piece was good, and I really could have grabbed any stanzas, but I really liked the last two because it brought it all the way home. So nice job, silly old man. I enjoyed it. Absolutely. So that is wonderful. Wunderbar. Okay, so I got that done.
Absolutely.
I can go back
Yeah, for
there.
sure.
I can check here. Oh, and Rex is still here. Oh, Rex is. They're over there talking Klingon or something. That's the way him and Robbie get. It's rough. Okay. So the next piece I'm going to put up is called Sea Drifts by Randall.
Yeah.
And whenever you are ready, Gray. A great picture.
Alrighty. So we have Sea Drifts by Randall S. It is a beautiful picture.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can hear the water,
Yeah.
rolling along the sand. Beautiful sound. Okay, it's these lazy waves always pulling this old magnet from the shallows into deep unknowns as forgotten questions resurface with winter foam on foggy squalls. Where are the children's toy buckets and rubber shovels that made our sandcastle dreams come alive against timeless sets of rolling thunder? When laughter once roared over clumsy footsteps, imprinting wet pebbles on one's young outer banks. Maybe it's a secret between firmaments, binding creation with gentle tides that holds a litany of answers long before memories of your smile washed over me like another forgotten line in the sand. End poem. And what are your thoughts, Phil? And meet Phil.
I am muted. Yay. First time to talk.
Hello,
Yay.
Phil, my eyes.
Yes. Yeah, I thought that this was a great write by Randall
Oh,
S.
comment.
Enjoyable imagery.
Yeah, I like it. I like. Oh, there you go.
You have a real delay going on, Gray, just so you know. Okay. I thought this was a great write by Randall. Enjoyable imagery. Very well written. What I remember Randall's writes, he always has,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
great imagery and what have you. And I like this down here, the last two stanzas. When laughter once roared over clumsy footsteps, imprinting wet pebbles on one's young outer banks. Maybe it's a secret between firmaments, binding creation with gentle tides, that holds a litany of answers, long before memories of your smile washed over me, like another forgotten line in the sand. I love that. I thought they were great stanzas there. Um, the other ones were good, but I just was drawn to the last two. So very well done, Randall, and thanks for sharing with us tonight. Much appreciated. Hmm.
Beautiful comment, Phil.
Thanks.
And I liked it too. It's deeply rich in metaphor. It's engaging. I really enjoyed that penultimate stanza. Maybe it's a secret between firmaments, binding creation with gentle tides that holds a litany of answers long before memories of your smile washed over me like another forgotten line in the sand. Yeah, it's beautiful, really.
Hmm.
Thank you for sharing, Randall S. It's a
Absolutely.
pleasure to read your work.
Hmm. Okay. So let me grab this next one. Come over here. Go to the right spot. And shoot. Hang on a second. I'm gonna back up a minute. Dun, 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 dun. So sorry. I zigged when I should have zagged. Okay. Here we go. This next piece I'm going to put up is called It's Coming. Forbidden Gold by Barentoff. So let me give this one a read. The turning road along the lake has brought me back to seek the place wherein my youth the day would break to mountain heights and languid pace. Along the rocky banks laid down by lava in the restless past, a bay remains but access gone, there landlocked salmon chased the cast. A fall upon the granite shore would skin a knee with shearing pain. but I would risk that pain once more if I could scale those banks again. Yeah, only visage hints the way, and memory has lost its hold. No guiding sign this distant day, the lake unchanged, forbidden gold. End poem.
Beautiful read, Phil. Nice. And I really enjoyed this. I'm all about nature poems, and this definitely is chock a block with nature. You've got mountains, you got lakes, rocky banks, um, gentle shores. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I love the language used. Um, it reminds me of home, really, because I live in British Columbia, where there's beautiful mountains, there's beautiful lakes. Um, but I like the way it juxtapositions life with nature. Um, A fall upon the granite shore would skin a knee with shearing pain, but I would risk that pain once more if I could scale these banks again. You know, you can't help but want to be where you want to be, and sometimes that includes inherent risk of skinning your knees as you climb the granite, and it's gonna cost what it costs, and that's the price you pay. So I thought it was beautiful, really.
Hmm. Absolutely. This was I thought this was a well penned piece. Great
What did
imagery.
you think, Phil Myers?
I think this was a well penned piece. Great imagery, nicely expressed. And I picked it up here along the rocky banks laid down by lava in a restless past. A bay remains, but access gone, where landlocked salmon chase the cast. I fall upon the granite shore, which skin and knee with shearing pain, but I would risk that pain once more if I could scale those banks again. Yeah, this is a great piece all the way through. Nice lines, and I really enjoyed it. So thank you for sharing with us tonight, Barantoff or Barantoff. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it properly, but it's as close as I can get. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, where would you next, Phil?
Well, the next piece I'm going to put up is called Down Drab Skies by Poetic Debris. And whenever you're ready, go.
Alrighty. An ache exhumed from the crypts, cramming my ribs, sinks into melancholy's rivulet. Overcast stars tuned out the maydays of water lilies as I soil anew their solemn laments with mouldered woes, cueing the ghost in monsoon to efface my footprints.
Nice.
End poem.
Nice. Clever piece. Short
What
and
did you
sweet.
think, Bill Myers?
Uh, yeah, it has a nice dark element to it. Uh, the whole piece in its entirety I thought was very good. The whole thing. An ache exhumed from the crypts, cramming my ribs, sinks into melancholy's rivulet. Overcast stars tune out the maydays of water lilies, as I soil anew their solemn laments with mouldered woes. Wonderful lines all the way through. Yeah, uh, great imagery. um, and it has a real good. I think that the emotions were well expressed in the piece. So nicely done, and thank you for sharing with us Poetic Debris.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Gray, what you doing? Gray, Gray.
I finished commenting and was asking
No,
you what was up
you
next.
read it. I commented first. When did you
Do you
comment?
want your dinner brought in?
Coffee.
Well, okay. Mm-hmm. No way to. Mm-hmm. Okay, Gray, Gray, Gray. Oh, Gray. Mm. Gray.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. I
I
don't
give
know
you.
why my headphones aren't working.
Well, just so you know, well, it's probably the headphones is the problem because there's a horrendous gap. But you read the piece. I commented first. You've never commented on this piece. Just letting you know. Honest.
Okay. All right. Well, I thought I had, but we'll go back to it. Uh, um, but like there's such a light and darkness to this. It's very brilliant in its presentation, but there's a darkness that runs through it. Um, Overcast stars tune out the maydays of water lilies as I soil anew their solemn laments, were mouldered woes, cueing the ghosting monsoon to efface my footprints. And I think efface means to remove, but I'm not too sure.
I think so.
Efface.
Hmm. Absolutely. Well, great comment. Um, most definitely. Okay. Well, the next piece I'm going to put up and read is called Home by Letters by Leary. And here we go. Eggs crack, a small dance in the pan, as daisies lift their petals to light. Coffee hums, unfolding Brazilian bossa nova notes into a mocha pot, into the mocha pot. We move together without touching. Against the pale ceiling, an orange-black butterfly, uninvited, hovers over the bread, over the milk. The space where an avocado green was wet grass, green as wet grass, meets its toast, smelling like home at last. End poem.
Beautiful read, Phil. And, you know, I really enjoyed the poem. It has that warm and homey feeling, the connectedness, the togetherness that, two people share in living together. And the smell, the sights, it's just also beautifully expressed in this right. Um, 1 second, please.
Mhm.
But it was a beautiful write. It's got a sense of home, and I really enjoyed that about it. So I enjoyed the touch of the butterfly as well, an unwelcomed guest. Um, so yeah, beautifully done.
Right? Absolutely. There's a perfect title for this, I think. Um, I thought it was very well done, well written, and I thought it drew in all the comforts of home. Maybe not all of them, but I think it drew in the basics that make home home. If that makes any sense. But I thought it was well expressed, and I really this is another one where I could have picked it up anywhere, but I picked it up here. Against the pale ceiling, an orange-black butterfly, uninvited, hovers over the bread, over the milk. The space where an avocado, green as wet grass, meets its toast, smelling like home at last. I think that was, yeah, I think that really pulled it in, and it just really is. It's all about the comforts of home and how uh, it just makes us feel. So thank you, Leary, for sharing with us tonight. Uh, very nicely done.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, doke. Let me see. Next one. Uh, okay. Okie doke, Gray. I'm getting there. I have to post the first place. I'm gonna have to go post on the second place. Yes, it's all kinds of fun. Okay, this is called R Sum by Purple Gerbera. And whenever you are ready.
Alrighty, 1 second here. When I finished commenting, here we go. Okay, resume by Purple Gerbera. My qualifications include writing and photographing my moments and overthinking about them later, or anticipate the worst judgments. I take pride in saying that. I used to be a prodigy in dance. Now I will hide away from the spotlight the second I get a chance. I indulge in reading contemporary novels or even Dostoevsky, Austen, or Wordsworth. But unfortunately, I can't read between lines or decode my own worth. I love baking for my loved ones, and I feel relaxed when I cook. Don't ask how it all tastes, though, but it's more edible than it looks. You can say I like to do everything, but be absolutely nothing. But recently, I have taken a liking to scar my hands on guitar strings. I do like trying new hobbies and enhance and degrade my own ability. I also specialize in criticizing myself in the name of being witty. My counselor said the other day, it's called being multi potentialite. Yes, it sounds very flattering, but it gives me fright. But I must say, all these qualifications and having these creative gifts means I'm a master of none, but in one, to so effortlessly shapeshift from an intellectual to an impersonator, turning a fraud into a photographer. I can be anybody you like. I can be a poet or a performer. So, yes, I'm mostly a good person with frequent crisis in identity, armed with hobbies, half made plans, but still calling this mindset creativity. I take criticisms too well because that's all I know. I'm quite loyal to everything but me. You won't have a reason to say no, so rest assured, if you choose to hire, I can be of good use, despite being a multidisciplinary liar and poem. Hmm.
Well,
What
that's
did you think? Like?
I think it's a great piece. Um, Gave me a chuckle at the end, just by being a multidisciplinary liar, because then it makes you go back and wonder how much is the truth above it. So I find that to be intriguing. Um, Yeah, so I mean, I did find some humor in it, although I wasn't too sure whether that was what I was supposed to find until the end. But I thought it was very well done, and yeah, yeah, nice piece, nice piece. So I want to thank you, Purple Gerbera, for sharing with us. I did pick it up. Well, I don't know where I picked it up now. Hang on. From an intellectual to an impersonator, turning a fraud into a photographer. I can be anybody you like. I can be a poet or a performer. So, yes, I'm mostly a good person, with frequent crisis and identity, armed with hobbies, half made plans, but still coying this mindset, creativity. I take criticisms too well because that's all I know. I'm quite loyal to everything but me. You won't have a reason to say no, so rest assured, if you choose to hire, I can be of good use, despite being a multidisciplinary liar. Yeah, clever piece, clever piece. Nice touch of humor in it, and nicely penned. So, well done, and thank you for sharing with us, Purple Gerber. I think I said that already. I may not have. So, yeah,
Well, I enjoyed the write. Nothing like putting your life on your sleeve and handing that to your possible employer. With truths all laid out, nothing hiding. Just too real. And I think we all need these types of resumes just to hand out to people that we are, looking to be friends with, have relationships with, or be employed by. Because here's the real me. You know, you can take it or leave it, but this is my resume and this is who I am. And love it or leave it type thing. So I thought it was great.
right, right. Okay, give me 1 second. Ah, because it takes me that long.
Do,
Okay,
do,
almost.
do, do, do,
Almost.
do,
You've been hanging with Pam
do,
too long.
do, 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 do.
You've been hanging with Pam way too long. Yes, yes, that's Pam's song. She's going to charge you for that, you know. Oh,
I think I came up with it first. I think. I
I
think.
don't know.
I
I
think Pam stole it from me.
I don't know. Okay, I got the next one here. Ah, so let me put this up. And this is called Losing Golf, Finding Grace by Dave Muddy. And let me go over here, post it again, and have an audio for this one. Now all I have to do is find it. There we go.
Three men went off to play some golf without their wives' well wishes. 'Twas their belief they'd find relief before they did the dishes. On Sunday morn before the dawn, they snuck out to find the course. They did not know that when they go, they would only find remorse. From off the tee, he found the tree, ball landing in a hawk's nest. The bird then swooped, his swing was spooked, now in water where crocs infest. The storm did brew as tensions grew, the 3-iron the lightning struck. Their golfing cart would not restart in pouring rain, in mud and muck. Drenched to the skin, they reached the pin, all forlorn, they lost their strut. But over par, they seek the bar, only to find that it's been shut. Well, over par, they seek the bar, only to find that it's been shut. They had to find, to flee the grind of all those nasty dishes, a good excuse they could produce to escape their partner's wishes. They had to find, to flee the grind of all those nasty dishes, a wishes. 3 men went off to find a church with all their wives' well wishes. On bended knee, they'd all be free of all those dirty dishes. They did research, they did not lurch to a place that would just bore us. With a fancy band that they could stand, they should make it past the chorus. They slipped in late to miss the plate, just hoping to go unnoticed. The church was full, had quite the pull on the men, the crowd was focused. To the front row they had to go to listen to the sermon. The preacher spoke, his words provoked thoughts of grace they could determine. 3 men now saved, their debt now waived, they long to give him service. Not knowing where they now should share, praying for they were nervous. In humble prayer to God aware, they sought the pastor's wishes. In a shelter's hall they found their call in piles and piles of dishes. In a shelter's hall they found their call in piles and piles of dishes.
Gray.
Well, that was fantastic, Bill.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I thought it
Yeah,
was.
I liked it. The lengths that men and boys will go to escape dishes. I know I've taken off out of the house when it came time to do dishes. Like, yeah, okay, I'm going to ride my bike now.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll be back when you're done the
Right,
dishes. Just call me. Yeah,
right, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of dishes myself. I mean, I'm such a bad dishwashing guy. Um,
Me too. I hate it. But
you
some,
know,
but
even dishwashers, you still got to rinse them. You still got to handle them. You know, I like to eat off dishes, and then that's where it ends. That's where my, relationship with dishes end is when the food is gone. So are the dishes.
so
That's
you're a
just
paper
how it
plate
works.
guy. You're
Oh
a paper.
yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Yeah. Well, I laughed. I thought this was a fun piece. Well penned. Nice rhyme and meter. A great choice of music, and I really enjoyed it very much. I thought there was a lot of great lines, but I picked up the last 3 stanzas. To the front row they had to go to listen to the sermon. The preacher spoke, his words provoked, thoughts of grace they could determine. 3 men now saved, their debt now waived, they longed to give in service, not knowing where they now should share, praying for their praying for they were nervous. In humble prayer to God aware, they sought the pastor's wishes. In the shelter's hall they found their call, and piles of dishes. I love the ending. I really did. I thought the whole thing was avoiding the dishes, and at the end, there they were, waiting for them. So I love the ending. I thought it was an excellent share, and thank you very much for that, Dave Muddy. New name to me. Nice job.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. I like his sense of humor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, the country song was great. It really fit the energy of the right as well. You can see these old boys going golfing just to avoid the dishes, and they end up going to church, and then guess what? Dishes again. So I thought it was great.
Right, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me come back on over here. And why do I have the same thing twice? Okay, I don't know. This piece I'm going to put up gray, and this is called Lemons by Orange Sage. I think it's really my read, so let me see what's going on here. Well, it's just not there. Well, let me try it again. Ugh, makes me crazy. Okay, singing about lemons. That's her into another growing flush again, hanging impatiently toward the yellow plumage. Her thorns are drawn. No one will pick her. Too early. Not even the moon, with all of its distractions. Growing lemons. There she is, riding a fruity promise towards her silvering tail heavy with citrus prunings, fluttering to the floor, like wind aborted blossoms, and only night moths to hear her fatten, picking lemons. See her, twisting stems of poems with care. They glow like small moons in the festering fingers of her mind, ready for drinking whole, or slicing into slim wedges, slow. She will lie dormant now until her new season. End poem.
Beautiful read, fill my eyes, and I liked it. We don't have lemons here where I live. Not growing on trees anyway. I've always thought it would be a wonderful thing to have orange trees and lemon trees, and just to be able to go pick those fruit would be just amazing. But we've got peaches and apples and such, but I don't know. There's just something about citrus that
Right.
is a beautiful thing to behold. I love limes, lemons, oranges. I'm all about citrus, really.
Mhm.
Um, I used to drink so much pink lemonade that
Yeah.
it actually end up coming back up and then burning my nostrils as it came up. So I can
Right.
remember that as a kid, just overdosing on pink lemonade.
Hmm. Yeah, this is a great piece. Uh, it says it was entered into a contest called Poem on the Painting. So I have to assume there's a painting of lemons that inspired this, right? But I think that each section of this piece was very well done. It's really hard to like pick one because each one is a different stage throughout. Um, let me see. Growing lemons. There she is, riding a fruity promise toward her silvering tail heavy citrus prunings, fluttering to the floor, like wind aborted blossoms and only night moths to hear her fatten. And the picking lemons, I thought that was great too. But I think that the whole thing pulled together as just, well, in its entirety. And I know I use that a lot. But sometimes, to pick a section of a poem is really difficult. But I think there was great language in it. I imagine that the image was pretty cool. I would love to go and look at it, but I cannot do that right now. But it definitely is a standalone piece. It just makes me curious because I know that there was a prompt involved. But definitely a great piece and a wonderfully written poem. So very clever, very clever. I liked it. Hmm.
Oh, it's a wonderful comment. So
Okay. I guess I have to do something, huh? Ah, okay, you gave me 1 second. Doggone it. Um, okay. Whoa. What was that, Gray? Oof.
I don't know.
Ooh, you sound like you're underwater. You
We're
said,
getting some alien feedback.
got who?
Alien feedback.
Something like that. That was weird. Okay. So, this piece I'm going to put up for you. And give me a second. I have to post it here. I have to post it here. And I have to post it not there. Not where I want it to go. Oh, that's awful. Okay. This is called Different City by Jake Least. So whenever you're ready, Greg.
Here I am in a different city. Here I am thinking she is so pretty. Abandon all ideals of you. Abandon the idea of what is true. Here I am in a different room. Here I am loving the new bloom. Rushing with emotion of what will be done. Rushing every moment and losing the one. Here I am, drunk and naked, lying. Here I am, regretting and denying. Losing you to a stranger I will never see again. Losing my lover to my best friend. Why would I undo all that I knew? Why choose to do wrong and lose? Why go back and have to unpack? I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I was drunk. I wasn't thinking. I can't lose you. I knew it was wrong. I knew it was wrong. I looked into her eyes. I couldn't resist. I lost you. Now all I see is tears flowing. I stand in shame and start to drown. Pain and depression showing. Balling up your fists to strike me down. Can't let you go. Can't let you go. Who will I love now? You still love me. Let me stay. Let me go. Let me go. Did I truly love you? I hate you. Never come back. Stuck in my mind. The one I can't find. Why are you so far? Back at that bar. In the different city. I deserve no pity. Always drunk. Waiting for the other. I don't deserve another lover. Can't control my urge. Always itching my neck. New women help scratching. Helping scratch. I need help. Don't save me. End poem. And what did you think, Fill My Eyes? Unmute, Phil.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Um, I thought this was a little interesting. I thought it was a little confusing to me because of the transition about midway. But I have a feeling that this is, well, no, because it doesn't work that way. First, I was thinking maybe it was two voices. Now all I see is tears flowing. I stand in shame and start to drown. Pain and depression showing, balling up your fist to strike me down. Can't let you go, can't let you go. Who will I love now? You still love me, let me stay. And then it goes in, let me go, let me go. Did I truly love you? I hate you, never come back. Stuck in my mind, the one I can't find. Why are you so far? Back at the bar, in a different city. I deserve no pity. It starts to sound like it's from both sides of the relationship, but then it goes back to this stuck in my mind. And then, I deserve no pity. So I still am kind of confused. But I think it was a clever piece, on losing someone because of, well, foolishness. Let me put it that way. Um, and that's never a good thing. I mean, when you do something foolish and something wrong, and you step out on your partner, that never seems to end well. Sometimes it does. Sometimes the partner says, "Oh, well, whatever. Don't ever do that again." But that's not usually the way it works. But very nicely done, Jake, and thanks for sharing. Uh, Maybe you can comment back to me and tell me what the what that transition really was. So maybe I won't be so confused. But I appreciate it and a great piece. Thank you for sharing.
Great comment, Phil. And yeah, I like it. That roving eye will lead you astray, no doubt. There's when you're always chasing the next, you definitely lose what you have and what you could have had because you're giving one up for the other every time. And so you know, keep your eyes where they belong, and everything will be fine. Quit
Hmm.
looking around the room to find something else better to look at,
Right, right.
because you'll never get anywhere with that whole
Yeah,
idea.
absolutely. Uh,
But no, I thought it was fantastic, right?
okay. Well, you're supposed to say that really slow because I'm still typing. Ah,
I thought
there,
that
there you go.
was a
A little bit slower.
fantastic, right? Is that better?
Still a little short, but yeah, it's closer. Um, absolutely. So it was pretty close, though. Pretty close. I got to give it to you. Okay, now I have to go back here. Okay. Okay. Copy. Post. And just so everybody knows, we're giving this a shot out on YouTube tonight, which is always fun, I think. Oh, shoot. Well, that was the wrong place. Okay, here we go. And paste. This piece is called Nectar by Manon. And let me give that a read. What walks me through the orchards? A shadow guiding a shadow with certainty, as though moving through a dream where trees rise as pillars, blocking the clouds. We walk shoulder to shoulder, our shapes slipping between the trunks, like two sides of the moon. Our tiptoes stop at a branch, at a beehive, where 1,000 suns are pressed into wax. One nudges me with elbows and raised eyebrows, a silent truth and dare. The bees lean in to see what we do next. I plant my face inside and drink the endless nectar, while the stings spark harmlessly against my skin. End poem. Nice.
And this was written to a quote by Sylvia Plath. Perhaps when we find ourselves wanting everything, it is because we are dangerously close to wanting nothing.
Mhm.
So that was a great take on the prompt, in my opinion. But want walked me through orchards, a shadow guiding a shadow with certainty, as though moving through a dream where trees rise as pillars, blocking the crowds. That's a beautiful way to start the poem off.
Mhm.
And then, the penultimate stanza: I plant my face inside and drink the endless nectar, while the stings spark harmlessly against my skin. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not immune to bee stings, and I don't know too many people that are, but congratulations to him if he can get stung and not pay any attention to it, because that's not me. I'd be horrified,
Not me either. Ah,
right?
yeah, I thought that this piece had excellent imagery in it. Very well done, and I love the creativity in the piece. Um, great thoughts. And I agree with you. I do like how he led into the piece. Wait a minute. Oh, well, how they led into the piece. Um, just as much as you did, but I grabbed up these last two stanzas. Our tiptoes stop at a branch, at a beehive, where 1,000 suns are pressed into wax. One nudges me with elbows and raised eyebrows, a silent truth and dare. The bees lean in to see what we do next. I plant my face inside and drink the endless nectar, while the stings spark harmlessly against my skin. Um, yeah. It, mm, I don't know. I'm not so sure that that is meant solely as it looks. I think that there's another meaning to this, like a double entendre kind of thing. That's what I'm going to say about it. But it was really well done, and yeah, I really liked it. So great job for yeah, great job in this. And I believe, let me see, I got a gold medal. So somebody else thought it was wonderful too. So thank you, man, and I appreciate it. Wonderful share. Hmm. Absolutely. Okay. We should ask Robbie. He would know if there was a subliminal
Yeah.
meaning. He
All
knows.
right.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm going to swap these two out. Gray, I'm going to put this piece up for you. And this piece, oh, sugar honey, iced tea. Heavens to Betsy, I'm a little slow. Um, this next piece is called A Vineyard in the Oh So Gorgeous Light of, and it stops there, by Smitty here. So whenever you are ready.
Alrighty. Sorry, 1 second here. All right. A
Mm-hmm.
vineyard in the oh so gorgeous light of. Few things say hard work. Oh, few things say what hard work in such a gentle way as a rolling vineyard captured in the early morning love of a dewy sunrise. Although knowing nothing, it speaks volumes to my heart. Having lived in the heart of wine country throughout my life, it's played many various roles. As a boy in the oh so longed for Alexander Valley, I played as a youth from sunrise to sunset, hiking through the vineyards. I remember playing out many memories in the glistening of grapes. Just one of a boy's many adventures was to reach the river while the dew yet danced on its surface, and to feel the sun's early morning love upon my skin, and the way the divine light dazzled off the surface of flowing liquid, all in the heart of the vines. I now remember those days as if I lived in paradise. The glory of then often plays with the wow of my now. I see every dazzling sparkle as if it was a divine moment I will cherish for a lifetime. I remember the rays of the sun playfully hindering my vision into the depths of liquid time that was gently stalled by my blue jeans present. All of this so as to cast a line into the deep swirling flow of life in a temporary attempt to make contact with another world. Now picture all this in the vast, wide open backdrop of rolling vineyards in a lay low fog, yet to relinquish its lay upon the divine gift known as the grapevine. It is the hope of this artist to have transported you and me to another place in time. And yes, those glistening blues often tasted better than any I've ever tasted since. Did I catch a fish? Well, I don't remember, but the title was about catching a fish, was it? End poem. And the author's notes say, it is one of my favorites just because it reads of my boyhood memories and has so much storytelling life. The second poem I ever wrote at the time, only 2 years ago now.
Mm. Yeah, this is an excellent piece by Smitty here. Um, I love the imagery, wonderful imagery, and ah, where did I want to pick it up? God, but even when I pick this up, there's just more. Just one of a boy's many adventures was to reach the river while the dew yet danced on its surface, and to feel the sun's early morning love upon my skin, and the way the divine light dazzled off the surface of flowing liquid, all in the heart of the vines. I now remember those days as if I lived in paradise. The glory of my then often plays with the wow of my now. I now see every dazzling sparkle as if it was a divine moment I will cherish for a lifetime. There's just, and I really could, well, I could have picked up anything above and anything below it. I think it was just really a fabulous write. The imagery was wonderful. The story was great. I just, I don't know. I think it was just really, really well done. So thank you, Smitty, here for sharing with us. I really love this piece. Well deserved gold. Hmm. The last time I said, "Oh yes," and this one a gold. Yeah, they're all golds. Duh. So I had to wake myself up a minute there, but really was excellent. So I love how he began this. I love the image, number one. I love how he started the piece. I love how it flowed. Just really a great piece and a great storyteller. So nice job. Thanks for sharing.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Hmm. Okay. Greg, you're supposed to comment.
Uh,
You read it. I commented. Your turn.
I didn't comment on it.
No.
No. Yeah, my neighbor was Italian and had many grapevines. There's nothing as good as a grape plucked straight from the vine, or fruit picked from the tree. There's just something beautiful about harvesting that right into your mouth. Um, you know, I wish that I had grown up in a valley full of grapes. My hands would have been purple all the time
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm gonna eat, as I'm walking through. Sorry, but they'd be chasing me out of there with a shotgun because, like, yeah, those grapes are for production, not to eating.
Uh,
Get out of
well,
here, kid.
when I was growing up, we had a grapevine in between the two properties, ours and the house behind us. And everybody could go out and just pick them, and they were the great big purple Concord grapes. And
Oh yeah.
I used to go out there. I used to squirt out the centers because I didn't like the seeds. So I'd squirt out all this stuff in the center, and I would just love the skins. I thought they tasted so wonderful. But there isn't anything like them being fresh off the vine. That's a fact. That is
No, exactly.
okay.
Absolutely.
Now, the next piece I'm going to put up, and I'm going to try and put it up everywhere I need to first. Ouch. Okay, there's that one. And here's this one. This piece is called Between Stillness by Lily Ash. And here we go. The moss grew quietly, soft on forgotten stone, keeping its secrets where light rarely stays along a quiet split. The river bent rhythmically, following its course, shaping everything it passed against a hollowed bank. The sky held its color, tranquil and untouched, as if waiting for a breath unspoken, too still to trust. The soil holds still, holding what was buried, never showing what it kept, just above a slight dip. The roots stretched deeper, blind but certain, finding their way through resistance, through a split in stone. And somewhere between nothing stirred, nothing called, yet something shifted. Had anything moved? End poem.
A beautiful read. And would you mind reading the author's notes, please, Phil?
Sure, it says, Lily Ash said, I tried something a little different this time. Maybe a bit unsettling. Maybe just quiet in a strange way. I'd love to know what you felt while reading this. What do you think changed, if anything did? Yes, that's it. Tis it.
Well, a beautiful read. But yeah, I mean, I like the write. It's very nature based, which I'm all about. But it gives a life to the sky, um, as if tranquil and untouched, as if waiting for a breath unspoken, too still to trust. And then the next one is the soil holds still, holding what was buried, never showing what it kept, just above a slight dip. And then you can feel those roots stretching through the soil, breaking their way through resistance, through a split in a stone. Roots are incredible. Um,
Hmm.
you can have a forest of 1,000 trees that was started by one. And that's always fascinated me that they're all just interconnected by their root systems, and so when one feels something, they all feel it. So yeah, it's incredible. Really, I liked it.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought that this was a great write by Lily. Wonderful imagery, all the way through. Then when she got down here to the roots stretched deeper, blind but certain, finding their way through resistance, through a split in stone, and somewhere between nothing stirred, nothing called. Yet something shifted. Had anything moved? The thing is, like, it's such an unseen power because there's nothing as strong as the roots of a tree. I mean, it's everything's underground, so you don't see it, you don't know. It just happens. It's like the wearing away of rock with water. It's not something that you see. You don't see it happening. It just does. And you know, you go someplace today, and 20 years from now, you go back, and the stones are kind of polished and kind of smooth. Not, maybe smoother. I shouldn't say smooth. I don't know that it would work in 20 years, but it's a pretty amazing process. Mother Nature is quite a powerful force when she figures out what she's doing. she's a little she's a little thrown off these days, but definitely wonderful imagery and a lot of strong. There's a lot of strength in these last three stanzas. I have to say that. So and I think that's wonderful. Yeah. So thank you for sharing with us, Lily Ash.
Yeah,
Okay, hang on.
thank you very much, Lily Ash.
You're supposed to you're supposed to talk.
Oh, I was going to mention that that's her third gold pick within a month,
Wow.
or front page pick in a month.
I don't know. That's kind of amazing because I think you only get max you can get is two. I thought. Well, what do I know?
Well, I read a comment by somebody who commented, the owner of a group, and he said that it's her third FPP in a month.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Maybe she got one
Hmm.
up on the first of last month and the first of this month. I don't know. I'm speculating.
Yeah,
But,
right.
that's pretty. That's pretty impressive, really. Um, okay, so let me do this, and let me go back. Let me click that. Okay, Lily Ash. We did Smitty here. Okay, and we go here, and then I gotta go here. So, Gray, I'm going to come to you with this next piece, and this is called "The Slashed Butterfly" by Scribble Knot.
Alrighty. It goes like this. A saffron evening. The train blows its whistle, zaps through sight. The ashtray reverberates, smoking out the window. A puff of ash flies, while I saw them grind. Candelabra lights up, chandeliers fluorescence in blue liqueur, sheet on the floor. It rains sometimes. You forgot to take a raincoat. I saw a passenger, told him to hop in the boat. He went away because clouds took away my oar. It was an emerald day. I shone my shoes, set out to the ghetto, shoes now dusty, my clothes rusty, pink lips now bleached. The milkman said, "Give me some moonshine." It rains in torrents, cats and dogs, Swamps, our suburb. Sometimes no umbrella, no raincoat. Only the sweat of the body pours and soaks at night. I saw a hibiscus flower, petals through the curtains, while she made love. Insects envy her husband. Wish I could bloom there. I saw a wobbling flame, covered with my hands. It blew off. Might it be fiery at my damp hands, out of rain? A mirror on the wall, it scratched as if staring at my sinister face. Onyx night sky, a lot of butterflies dancing, twirling. A few, all flew away. I stayed docile. Wings were slashed. No azure sky. Cuddling with you in my filthy cocoon, amidst clamor of a hazy dusk, squinting into the dark sky. End poem.
Nice. Nice job, Gray. Nice job. Uh, okay. Well, I think I'm going to read the author's notes on this because I'm a little mixed up. Let's see. It was to a prompt. The bees are flying. They taste the spring. That was a Sylvia Plath piece. Life of a girl, eventually a mother, born out of wedlock in brothels. They become deprived of basic rights, even birth certificates, face humiliation and unacceptance, and eventually take the same job in generations. UNICEF defines it as social exclusion and stigmatization. It spans worldwide but documented extensively in the red light districts of Mumbai, Kamathipura, and Kolkata. Varanasi, a pilgrimage. India and other places include Bangladesh, Thailand, Brazil, Argentina, the Philippines, Africa, etc. Um, yeah, I mean, first I thought it was just a little bit abstract, which I still think it's a little bit abstract, but I don't think that's the intent. It's just kind of hard to for me to pull it together into uh, I want to say a story in my mind because I'm too busy trying to gather the pieces and kind of make it into something. Like a saffron evening, I thought that was a lovely image. The train blows its whistle, zaps through sight. The ashtray reverberates, smoking out the window. A puff of ash flies while I saw them grind. And then candelabra lights up, the chandelier's fluorescence in blue liqueur. Sheets on the floor. It rains sometimes. You forgot to take a raincoat. Um, and the next thing you know, we're talking about a boat. So I was like, huh? So I'm like, I thought I heard something about a train there. So I went back up and I looked and I did see a train and I felt better. But I wasn't sure how we transitioned into the boat. And I'm sure it's just me not keeping up, or my mind is just not that open to change. I do like the imagery throughout. I thought it was very clever and very well done. Um, I liked it was an emerald day. I shone my shoes, set out to the ghetto. Shoes now dusty, my clothes rusty. Pink lips now bleached. The milkman said, "Give me some moonshine." Okay, no problem here. Take two. You're small. But it was well done. I mean, there's a lot of things in it that I really did appreciate. I just can't tie it together. So, but other than that, I think Scribble Knot. I think that this was a nicely done piece. It says psychedelia down here in the notes. So, that definitely fits, and that would go along with my abstract comment, I believe. But it still was very well done. So, thank you for sharing with us. Much appreciated.
Yeah, wonderful comment, Phil. But I think because it's metaphoric, um, I think that she's on the floor. It rains sometimes. You forget to take a raincoat. I think that speaks of like a condom, really.
Maybe
Yeah,
you're well
and
maybe.
then I think the passenger hopping into the boat is about her offering herself to him, but
Mhm.
her oar was taken away, so it didn't work. Um, but I found my shoes set out to the ghetto. Shoes now dusty, my clothes all rusty, pink lips now bleached. The milkman said, "Give me some moonshine," and I think that means sex too. But I
Right,
mean, just because of what it's written about, I think it's
right,
a play of words on what's going on in the streets, really.
right.
Um,
Well, you're probably 100% on with that. I mean, I have no doubt that you're correct. Just like I say, my brain just wasn't, pulling it all together very well. But I do agree with you that most likely is the entire thing, um, in a nutshell. It was just as you said, very metaphoric, and I wasn't. I just wasn't on the bus. I mean, the train. I mean, the boat. You know. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry. Just
that's a-
I'm being an ass because that's what I can be. But very well done anyway. So, it's clever and it's wonderful when people can think like that. I thought it was clever work, uh, and I thought it was nicely abstract. So, yeah, well done, and thank you for sharing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off in your comment.
no, that's fine. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's tonight. I should just shut up and kept type.
Right?
Ah! Okay, so I'll kick back here, go to there, go over to here, and this next piece. This is called. Uh-oh. Robbie's back. Sorry, Robbie, I did not know you left. Um, oh, sugar. Okay, give me one more second. Oh, I did send it. Sometimes I scare myself. Okay, this piece is called Sane by Ezekiel. Ah, come on now. Come on, convert, convert. Make it a link, make it a link. Oh, God. Never mind. It didn't make it a link. It just all disappeared.
Oh no.
Okay. Sane by Ezekiel. Insane by Fill My Eyes. Okay. And did you know how solid sand feels? In fingers cupped from rigor mortis, each cracked hourglass counting seconds like rusted pennies in backed up checkout lines. So I built wet castles fortified by ignorant youth, serenaded by a symphony of beheaded cellos. Only I knew how to play, until even Manhattan skylines stooped like mouse holes to hear the refrain. We weren't born just to be tortured. We weren't born just to be tortured. But I had it laugh like tomatoes and drunken hecklers at my lie down comedy and mommy, daddy, Santa, and those other imaginary friends who forgot the invitation while stars poke like gravel on bare feet and dreams crust over until they become things thrown in the dishwasher. And yet it pats me on the back like knives, and yet it kisses me on the cheek like rashes, and yet it leaves red marks like a Judas Hickey. And yet it gives me the thumbs up from my own severed hand. So I guess it is kind. I suppose it is a saint, and I reckon I can call it a friend, as it waterboards my sanity over and over. Those blue droplets that still fall like a melting sky. End poem.
Beautiful read, Phil. And I like it. Life will tear you down, build you up, tear you down, build you up, tear you down. That's the nature of life. So you really just got to take it one step at a time and enjoy the journey. That's all I can say, good or bad.
Right?
You learn from the bad, add it to the good, and carry it on. Um, yeah, some days it does feel like we're here just to be tortured, put on this earth to suffer. But I think that's part of it. What doesn't kill us only makes us stronger. I guess is the old saying, really.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. fantastic write and an excellent read as well, Bill.
Thank you. Yeah, I
What
thought
did
that.
you think, Bill?
Well, I thought this was a great write. I wrote here, life can be overwhelming, and sometimes it feels like no one is on our side. But like you said, we just have to keep on keeping on. We have to keep moving forward with us and what we believe. We can't rely on anyone, everyone else to be that pat on our back. Because it's hard. It says mother, father, Santa, all those other imaginary things. Sometimes it feels like your mom is not on your side or your dad is not on your side. But in retrospect, when you think about it, there's a lot of days that really are on your side. You may not feel like it, because it's all about how it's um, put out there. You know, uh, Sometimes tough love, comes into play, and I don't mean current day tough love, old time tough love. You know, because tough love then was a lot different. Um, you know, that was a good swat in the head. But
Yeah.
I think that the truth of it is we don't see it as being a positive or a positive influence. We see it as nobody's on our side. It doesn't mean that they're not or they are on your side. I'm not saying that, but I think sometimes it has to be looked at from a different perspective and just say, you know what, whatever. Let me just get through today, and then the next day it's like I'm going to get through today, and the next day it's like, yep, I'm going to do it again. And that's the only way to really manage and to feel any better about it. But you just can't.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but I think the piece was well written. Um, I guess. Let me see. Let me see. Oh God, that's a long one. Let me see. Okay, I'll just pick it up here. So I guess it is kind. I suppose it is a saint, and I reckon I can call it a friend, as it waterboards my sanity over and over. Those blue droplets that still fall like a melting sky. Yeah, well, I think sometimes, it's where they say keep your friends close at hand, but keep your enemies closer. Sometimes, you got to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, for sure.
and But I did think it was well done. Um, so I'm just not sure, but it was a good piece. Absolutely. So thank you for sharing with us. I gotta scroll up. Ezekiel, appreciate it. Mhm. Okay, I know you're waiting on me. 1 second. Okay. Look, I'm singing Pam's song now. We're gonna be in trouble. We're gonna be in trouble. Okay. The next piece. Okay, I got this one. And this is a piece called The Ocean of Being by Lockdown Larks. That's why I have this one.
It's a little off, but that's okay.
I'm hearing things.
Yeah, that was my mom.
Hello, my mom.
Mhm.
Now let me hit the button, and we're going to play Lockdown Larks. So here goes.
A vessel sails the surface of seas, oblivious of what lies below, coming and going as it might please, of underlying truth not needing to know. Remnants of time and space flow into the oceans of being. Is truth above or below the surface? As water can show or hide our seeing. Tempests may rage in the above, as serenity of truth lives on under. In the in-between somewhere is love. How shall a vessel seek this wonder? Remnants of time and space flow into the oceans of being. Is truth above or below the surface? As water can show or hide our seeing. For the vessel, will it be make or break? To survive in the eye of a storm, and avoiding the wreck of heartbreak, finding truth in the one who is warm. Let remnants of time and space flow into your ocean of being. Find truth with the one in a special place, where reflection open eyes to see.
Beautiful song, and I really like the right. It's rich in imagery, rich in metaphor. I like the juxtaposition of people being oceans, and you know, beauty hiding darkness that is hiding beneath the beauty. Um, so I thought it was fantastic. Right overall, really
Mhm.
excellent job, and a pleasure to listen to that. Lockdown Larks,
Yeah.
great job. What
Yeah.
did you think, Pam? I mean, sorry, Phil. Phil, my eyes.
See that Robbie? He don't even know who I am.
Yeah, it's because Robbie put Pam's name in the group or in the studio, so
Must be the whip I'm
I
holding.
got worried that Pam's behind me with a whip or something, saying you
Yep.
stole my
You knew it.
ditty.
I hit you for that. Um. Yeah.
Exactly.
Larks does a great job with his music, as do so many of the fellas that participate in the shows. And I find it just to be amazing, how they pull this stuff together. I've never been over on Suno to do anything, and I think I would be totally overwhelmed. So I stay away. But I thought that Lockdown Larks did a great job with this. It was nicely penned and presented. Nice lines all the way through. And I picked it up here. Remnants of time and space flow into oceans of being. Is truth above or below the surface, as water can show or hide our seeing? For the vessel will it be make or break, to survive in the eye of a storm, and avoiding the wreck of heartbreak, finding truth in the one who is warm. Let remnants of time and space flow into your ocean of being. Find truth with one in a special place, where reflection open eyes to seeing. Yeah, I thought this was really good. I thought this was really good. So thank you, LL. Appreciate it. It's great to have another share with you. Love it. Um, okay. Gray, I'm coming to you for the next one. Um,
Yogi?
Let me put it here first. Not there. Put it here first. And put it over here second. Okay, and this is called Hungry Bears by Poeta de Cabra. I can only imagine.
All right. Mama Bear is home cleaning the mess left by Goldilocks, an unwanted guest. Lucky, really, they didn't call the cops. Papa Bear and daughter gone to the shops. Unfortunately, now the budget is blown, been eaten right out of house and home. Daddy Bear is angry, and his feet are sore. If he catches that blonde, he'll give her what for. Mama upset. The cleaning will take hours. To cheer her up a bit, they bought some flowers. Bears were famished, especially the younger. All the walking, too, was not helping her hunger. Enough money for 2 bags of groceries at least. When they make it home, Papa will cook up a feast. Later, he will check all the windows and door locks. Keep out that conniving, forage thief, Goldilocks. 3 bears are not miserable. Really, a generous lot. Don't have much, but would gladly share what they got. To let Goldilocks go hungry would be highly unlikely. Might have shared their food had she asked politely. End poem. What did you think, Phil My Eyes?
That was a nice job by Poeta. I like how he took the story of Goldilocks and kind of just expanded it. This is after all the craziness. Mama upset. The cleaning will take hours. To cheer her up a bit, they bought some flowers. Bears were famished, especially the younger, all walking to was not helping her hunger. Enough money for 2 bags of groceries at least. When they make it home, Papa will cook up a feast. Later he will check all the window and door locks, keeping out the conniving porridge thief Goldilocks. And I have to say I really liked the last line because that summed it up nicely. I thought, 3 bears are not miserable, really a generous lot. Don't have much, but would gladly share what they got. To let Goldilocks go hungry would be highly unlikely. Might have shared their food had she asked politely. Yeah, so nice job, Poeta. I really liked this one. I thought it was clever and really well done. So, fun piece.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to take on the Goldilocks storyline. It has its own unique humor in the right, and it, you can hear him. I could hear him reading it, quite honestly.
Yep.
Um, as I read through it, he's got such a unique voice, and it would have been great to hear him read this for sure. But
Mm,
needless to say, his voice was doing a ghost appearance. So, what a fantastic job, and thank you so much for sharing.
absolutely. Yeah, I thought this was creative and well done. Um, as I said, a great expansion on the story for sure. Lots of fun. Yep, yep. So thank you, Poeta. Always fun to have a piece by you. And yep, same line. I said to Rex, I said most of the time when you're waiting on me to type, I'm just typing that same last line. It's awful.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Copy. StreamYard. Host. Host. I'm going to get this. Eventually, I'm going to get it. It's going to be second nature to me. And did you read that, Bray?
yeah, I think it did.
I think you did too, but I'm not sure. I did that. You did that. Okay, it doesn't matter. This is called Cancer by Right Blue 7. They say I've got cancer. They must be wrong. For in myself, I feel healthy and strong. They say it's caught early before it spreads, but my family and I are full of dreads. It's near my stomach and my gullet, and I need surgery to remove it. The operation will take 7 hours, and I will need all God's healing powers. I won't be able to eat normal meals, and I can't walk far till my surgery heals. My bed will be raised to 30 degrees, and to cough I'm advised to bend my knees. My life will change in so many ways. I'm sure I will struggle both nights and days. But God will be with me, holding my hand, until I'm with Him in the promised land. End poem. Mm.
Well, that's like a punch to the gut. You know, cancer is just one of those things that really, I don't know why it exists. It's just such a horrible thing, to watch your loved one be consumed by a cancer. Got to be one of the hardest things that you can do. Um, it's so tragic and all consuming. My heart goes out to him. I hope he survived his cancer. Um, but what a beginning to his poem. They say I've got cancer. They must be wrong. For in myself I feel healthy and strong. They say it's caught early before it spreads. But my family and I are full of dreads. You know, it's thing about cancer and taking care of yourself. If you catch things early enough, you can, have avoid it from spreading. Um, so I hope in this case that is the case with him, that he caught it and he managed to get it under control. Yeah, so love and light to you, Brother John. I hope everything worked out well for you. Um, yeah, cancer sucks.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Um, yeah, I thought this was a well penned piece, and I hope he's doing well now. He has a great positive attitude expressed in his piece as well. Now, I have to say that this was written in February of 2023, and he posted this into your contest here in 2026. So we can only but hope that everything was caught in time, or he's doing well, and he's on the upswing. So that's the only thing positive I really feel about it. But yeah, it's not something that I would want to go through, or I would be devastated. I'd be like, oh my God. Yeah, I always say if I'm sick like that, I don't even want to know. Just let me live like I don't know anything. I'm better at that. Um,
Yeah.
but because everything changes once you know that. Um, yes. So thank you so much, um, Write Blue 7, for sharing with us tonight. Well done. Well done, piece. Handled it very well. Hmm. Imagine that's not something easy to write about. Let me see now. Right, blue. Oh, good. Here we go. The Muse is Dead by Gordon Hoffman is coming up. So let me post that link. And let me put you over here. And whenever you are ready, Gray.
Oakley dokley. Mother, have you heard that the muse is dead? I fell in love again. The inclination to write expires with this pen. I fell in love again. Well, mother, as she crept into the edge of my bed, I fell in love again. As I felt her breath, that sudden stench of death, the muse was dead, and I fell to love again. End poem.
Hmm. Well, I don't know. Oh, I'm kind of mixed up a bit here. Um, First, I thought it was one of those things that some people, um, well, I always say some people write better in a situation of angst than they do in uh, happy setting. You know what I mean? It makes such a difference with the way things get handled, or you know. So I find that to be that's where I thought it was going, but then I got real confused. Well, mother, as she crept to the edge of my bed, I fell in love again. As I felt in her breath that sudden stench of death, the muse was dead, and I fell to love again. God, I don't know. I don't know. The only thing I can figure is that, well, maybe I'm close. I mean, there's when he falls in love, the muse dies. I say there's periods where we write, and then there's periods where we collect fodder to write about. I don't know if that's anywhere near correct. There's no author's notes to go on. Gordon, you didn't give me anything to work with here, man, except for the poem. I mean, which is good. Don't get me wrong, but as I say, poetry's up to the interpretation of the reader. But man, sometimes I just stink at you know um, interpreting things. So I'm not exactly sure, but I do think it was very well done. A clever piece, nicely written. Hi Rex. Hi Rex. Oh Lord have mercy. I'm not Pam and you're not Rex, right? Not last time. Uh, so
Right.
yeah, but thanks for
But
sharing
yeah,
that.
I liked it. I liked the I fell in love again. I fell in love again. I fell in love again. Um, there's just so much hope in that particular line. That your muse may be dead, but you fall in love again, so you will live again. And you know, love is a wonderful thing, and to being able to fall in love time and time again is a powerful thing to have. So, um, I like
Right.
that. You're not going to be squished down and left there to rot away. You're going to pick yourself up, fall in love, and do it all over again.
Yeah.
And I think that's what life is getting knocked down and getting back up again. So yeah, beautiful, right?
Yes. 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 Um, yes. Oh, there goes that alien voices again. Okay. Um. Okay. This one's on me. Dun, 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 dun. By the way, Gray, they don't throw us out at 12 o'clock.
Oh,
So if you want, we can finish up this list because there's really not tons of them left. Just saying. Um, okay. This one is called "Stopping to Smell the Mandevilles" by Kilani, and I'm gonna give that a read. It's 7:36 a.m. and the sun casts my shadow long over cracked pavement and patchy buffalo grass. On tall power lines, cockatoos dressed in gray and pink squawk and chatter, unlike the more gracious wrens and finches, happily flitting from the window ledge to the green wheelie bin. All the while, red mandevillas bounce in the sunlight, catching the eye of the wren, who twitters in delight. I step up to the gate, its peeling paint flaking under my palms. Squeals of laughter echo from the park across the road. Two young boys dash toward the pond that sits beneath a cluster of paperbark trees. A young mother wearing fitted lycra pants jogs along the sidewalk, pushing a stroller. She raises her voice at the boys, telling them to move away from the water. I notice silvery trails and rummage through the herb garden, lifting the basil and strawberries. No snails, they must have visited last night. I spot jagged holes in the leaves and a trail of slime. It's not every day I'm gifted with this. The warmth of the morning sun, a chorus of birds, eavesdropping on life as it moves along. I really should stop to smell the mandevillas. End poem.
so a mandevilla is called a rock trumpet flower.
Or yeah. And well, bougainvilleas are grown. I think they grow in California. I don't know if they grow in Florida, and that's a kind of a trumpet flower as well. Different, but I guess that's where my mind went when I read the name. I did not know what it was at first, but yeah, pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in stopping to smell the flowers. No matter what the hurry is, you can always take a second and just breathe in their
Mm,
beauty. You know,
right.
um, they just offer such a gift of fragrance that it's really part of life. I mean, if you're in the sunshine and you're in a hurry, just stop, smell the roses, and then
Mm,
carry on. Just take one brief second, refresh your day, and carry on carrying on. You really
absolutely.
should stop and smell flowers, is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't always just keep running, 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 running. Because sometimes you have to stop and realize what you're running for. What you're working for, what you're living for. You have to take the opportunity to see the positive things in life. And this poem does that beautifully. I thought it was a great piece penned, and I love the beauty of the real world in it. Um, it's like she said down here. It's not every day I'm gifted with this. The warmth of the morning sun, a chorus of birds, eavesdropping on life as it moves along. I really should stop and smell the mandevillas. And that's the truth of it. When we stop and realize, feel the morning sun on us, it kind of renews us in a way. When you pay attention to the birds, it stills us in some way. And when you see the rest of the world, doing their dailies or going about their lives, you remember what that is, how that feels, what that means. And I think that this was really well expressed. Definitely. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I see how this would work
absolutely.
well. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Makes even the snails see
Well,
me. Yes, dear.
sorry. No, I was just going to say that my dog knows it's 9 o'clock and she's needing to go out.
Okay, no problem.
So I think I'm going to pass on finishing these up tonight, unfortunately.
Okie dokie. Not a problem. Um, yep. Well, great show. Appreciate it. As
I
always.
appreciate you.
Fine
Thank you
job.
for being here. Thank you for doing what you do.
Yes, well, we're in a team. We all do it, man. We all do it. You know, if it wasn't for the teamwork, I don't know where we would be. Probably crazier than we are. Um, but definitely a great show tonight. Great rights, and I'm gonna catch you real quick after the show. Robbie, thanks for hanging with us all night. Rex, thanks for doing all you do. We got 20 messages over here. I never even saw. Oh God. Boy, you guys are funny. uh, let's see. Robbie likes it here. Well, that's a good thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, I like it. I didn't do all the work. You're crazy. Uh, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I think it was a success tonight. So you just move your stuff to the next chat board, and we'll do it in 2 weeks. Unless you move it to Monday. Whatever works. You just let me know.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me doing what we're doing next Friday, or not next Friday, Friday after. Or Saturday morning or whatever. Anyway, you go ahead, walk the dog, and thanks for all you do. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you too.
Okay.
Good
Good
night,
night,
everybody.
everybody.
Much love.
Thank you.